Hello, this is John. I am co-owner of Brainstorm Comics and Gaming. This series of videos, for those who have not been watching, is to help you understand which books are coming out 3 weeks from now. The idea is that if you see something you like, you'll let us know so we can adjust our orders up. Of course, if we don't hear from you, then we get the idea that perhaps people aren't as interested in titles, so we can cut our orders. Both of these things help comic book shops because it allows us to meet the demand of the consumer. There's a lot of stores that over-order certain books or under-order certain books. We want to make sure your Wednesday is the happiest day of the week, as we always say here. And the way to ensure that is to ensure that you get the books that you are looking forward to. So this week we are talking about the books that are arriving May 22nd. If you let us know by April 29th by 5 p.m., we can adjust the order. We can also add it to your list to ensure that it will be awaiting you on the Wednesday that it arrives. So let's get started with this week's books. So we're going to start off with DC Comics. The first one on the docket is Batgirl number 35, the variant edition. Joshua Middleton provides yet another B cover to this one. It's getting to the point where it's hard to keep saying great things about him. Every issue has a new great cover to it. Fans out there are growing each week. Definitely something to add to your personal collection. Next up, we have a 3-part miniseries. This is the newest offering from the Black Label imprint from DC Comics. It reunites Greg Capullo with Scott Snyder. In this reality, Bruce has never become Batman. He's trying to piece together what happened. Plus, there's an alternate cover to this one, which is by Jock. So many people are going to have a tough decision on this one, which cover to go with. Another great thing about this one, a lot of people did not like that Batman Damned was in the oversized format. This one is going back to the standard comic book format, from my understanding, from what the solicit says. I know a lot of people were not very happy that the Batman Damned one was a little bit oversized, making it harder to store. The solicit for this one reads as follows. Bruce Wayne wakes up in Arkham Asylum, young, sane, and he was never Batman. So begins the sprawling tale of the Dark Knight as he embarks on a quest through a devastated DC landscape featuring a massive cast of familiar faces from the DCU. As he tries to piece together the mystery of his past, he must unravel the cause of this terrible future and track down the unspeakable force that destroyed the world as he knew it. Again, the creators are great. The storyline sounds very interesting. This is going to be one that and Batman's always popular, so again, trifecta of popularity there. Next up, we have Detective Comics 1004, the A cover and the B cover. With this one, I'm partial towards the B cover. It's a cover by Mark Brooks, but also it completes the 2-cover piece that started with the last issue. If you put them both together, it creates this really awesome 2-part cover. Also, this issue promises to unmask Arkham Knight and reveal who is under the hood. So this one's going to have long-lasting impact on the Batman mythos. People who are fans of Batman and the DCU in general, are definitely going to want to pick this one up. Next up, we have Superman Leviathan Rising Special. Brian Michael Bendis is the lead writer on this one. There are other writers involved as well. So this one has a couple things going for it. Leviathan, DC is definitely trying to make like an impact organization within the DCU. So we'll see where that goes. But also people who are fans of the Superman mythos, Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen are going to get their own series spinning out of this one. If you're a Superman fan, you're going to want to check this one out. If you're a DC fan, Leviathan is going to have impact on the DCU overall, so you may want to read this one as well. Let us know whether you want this one on your list. Next up, Wonder Woman number 71, the variant edition with the cover by Jenny Frison. Again, Jenny Frison has a huge fan following out there, growing each week it seems like. The covers she makes make people very happy. She keeps doing more and more. She's back on Wonder Woman. This is her second cover back, I believe. So if you're interested in that one, let us know as well. So then we leave the DCU for the independent IDW company. So the first one up, I paired these two together. It's Ghost Tree number 1, the second printing, and Ghost Tree number 2. The first printing came out this week. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to reading the second issue. It's slow paced, not much happens in the first issue, but it definitely sets a unique mood that isn't explored much in comics, especially in like the superheroic comics. The main character promises his grandfather that he will visit a tree 10 years after his grandfather dies, because that's where ghosts congregate. He forgets about the promise, but he still winds up there 10 years later after his his grandfather's death, and his life isn't quite going the way that he had planned. I like the art in it. The story is very, very strong, like I said. If you're into fast pace, it may not be your cup of tea, but it's definitely a good first issue. Next up, we have Road of Bones from IDW as well. This sounds like one of those stories that could be very heartbreaking, the kind that brings you back again and again, but hoping that things change a little bit. I think it has a lot of potential from the solicit, and here's what the solicit says. In 1953, the Siberian Gulag of Kolyma is hell on earth, which is why Roman Morozov leaps at the chance to escape it. But even if they make it out, Roman and his fellow escapees still have hundreds of miles of frozen tundra between them and freedom. With the help of a mysterious being straight out of his childhood fairy tale stories, Roman just might make it. Or is he simply a manifestation of his brutal circumstances? Or is the being simply a manifestation of his brutal circumstances driving him insane? This sounds like a pretty cool horror kind of story, psychological. Definitely looking forward to this one. From there, we move into Marvel. We start off with As Guardians of the Galaxy number 9, the Max Lim Marvel Battle Lines variant. So this one is another one of the Battle Lines variants that I'm very excited about. You can see in the video here what the cover looks like. Max Lim is providing some great covers to these Battle Lines variants. Also, Cullen Bunn is writing it, and I'm a big fan of Cullen Bunn myself. Next up, we have Doctor Strange number 14. The cover is a great depiction of Doctor Strange, continues the string of awesome covers by the Battle Lines theme. I know they aren't everyone's cup of tea. Again, I'm just really big on them myself. Nexon provides this cover. Next up, we have Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, number 43 of the Battle Lines variant. A great cover with a big dinosaur on it. Who doesn't love big dinosaurs? Also, if you're following the War of the Realms miniseries, this is a tie-in issue to it. This is a series we don't order over what we have for subscribers, so definitely let us know whether you want this one in your pull box. Next up, we have Shuri number 8. Again, another Battle Lines variant. At this point, I'm sure you guys know if it's a Battle Lines variant that I'm going to like it. Just cool action pictures. This is another cool action picture. Definitely looking forward to this one. Next up, we have Star Wars Age of the Republic, Jabba the Hutt, number 1, the Perel Villains variant. The cover for this one isn't available for us to see yet. Hopefully by the time we get the video up, it is. The reason I have this one on the list, though, is Gerald Perel is doing the cover. It's a 1 in 25, so we're probably only getting one copy of it. But anything that has his name on it, I trust. He does some amazing work. Next up, we have Venom number 14, both the Battle Lines variant and the normal cover. So for this one, I'm partial towards the Battle Lines, as I'm sure you could have easily guessed. It does have several things going for it outside of that, though. So first off, it ties into the War of the Realms event. So people who are reading that are probably going to want to check this one out as well. Second, it continues the new look of Venom that started with last issue. Third, both covers look amazing. And fourth, Cullen Bunn is great at bringing horror. So, and since Donny Cates is taking a brief hiatus, he's a good fill-in for this series. If you're a fan of Venom, you're definitely going to want to see the changes that are being made to him in this series. Next up, we have War of the Realms, Strike Force, Land of the Giants. This is a tie-in miniseries to the main miniseries. The group of heroes in this is Captain America, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. They're on a mission to save Thor. The solicit seems to indicate that, it does state that this mission will cost them more than they expected, which seems to imply that there may be like a death involved in it. We'll see. Obviously, I don't know exactly what's going on in it, but from the solicit, it definitely sounds like that's a possibility. Tom Taylor is the writer. He's also been the writer on Injustice and Deceased. So we can definitely expect a very good action-packed story out of this. And lastly, we have the Life is Strange trade paperback. This is collecting the first couple issues of the series. If you missed out on that and you're a fan of the video game, this is a great way to catch up. So if you are interested, let us know. So we thank you guys for watching the video. If you are interested in any of the titles we covered or any of the ones listed on the full list on our website, either email us at brainstormcomics@verizon.net or give us a call at 301-663-3039. Anything that you're interested in, we can add to your list and guarantee that you'll have it as long as you let us know by Monday. Obviously, the ratio variants are a little bit tougher. The first person that lets us know that they want it will obviously get first dibs. I don't know what we'll have those priced at yet. We priced those the day before we put them out on the shelves. And again, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this was informative and helps you with your comic collecting.